shadow work, ninth dimension. What does that mean exactly? Well, ninth dimension, of course. Well, ninth dimension is outside of our, obviously outside our realm, enough where you can see things more clearly. Of course, here in the physical, we're just in the muck. And also to give some clarity about, obviously, spirits, to give a bit of a rundown. Feels like I should bring this up. Of course, other people know about it. Of course, there's others that know everything. More power to them on that one. Life of the ego. Spiritual ego. Yeah. Anyway, obviously in spirit realms, they see everything of outcomes, they see all the outcomes and everything. Of course, they can't tell us everything. And maybe even, they might even mislead us here and there. Because we have to figure things out on our own. Sometimes, it depends. Well, we're here to figure ourselves out. We can't just get, some people want to see the future. They want the crypto futures. They want all, it's like, it doesn't work that way. I mean, you have to kind of figure out your reality, and there's no easy card, as many think there is. You just want a cheat card, and you end up getting burned. Because they're just trying to cheat. And the spirit realms can see that. So I'm not to say the spirit realms know what the fuck they're doing half the time. A lot of them don't. Some of them do. A lot of them don't. And they're not making things clear for us. Of course, they're not supposed to. I mean, there's certain individuals here physically that are just, nuts. And confused and delusional and whatever the hell, and everything other than the sun. So that makes things more difficult to read, things like that. So universe, it's what they call it, hell. Especially when you're trying to make a connection. And one has to get over their insecurities and things like that. Anyway. Alright, so before we go into further into this, avatar.com, price sessions, I have the shop, sessions, the shop, and then I have the courses. I don't know if I'm gonna have any energy to. Oh, I had something this week. I haven't found a day for that yet. Definitely not today. I don't know when. Well, it's something new every week. A couple of things, but if I have enough energy for. There's some stuff on there. It's not a lot, but it's still building. So I have to be in good shape for that. And it's definitely not today. It could have been today, but it wasn't today. It's kind of a heavy energy day, just a lot of stuff. So shadow work, it's different for everybody. You can put your intentions to connect to the ninth dimension to get downloads. You can do shadow work for other people too. Maybe not too deep, but you're trying to clear out, connections. Different, I guess, shadow work is different for everybody, but I mean, technically just living your life is shadow work. And going through the challenges, being born through your parents, going through hell, basically, that's technically shadow work. Of course, that might be past life shadow work, but it still is shadow work. And just doing inner release, that one was never that clear in the past, but I guess that's for those that just don't live a whole lot. If you have like genocidal lifetimes, your incarnation is shadow work. Welcome to hell. But if you're just living like an average life and just trying to, yeah, you see yourself as a witch in a past life, or a warlock, or whatever it might be, or torturing whoever, or from a past life, just in this, just going through the karma of it. Yeah, you're incarnate in a wealthy lifetime where all they do is destroy each other. That's the thing about the wealthy, those with money, they can't create. Some of them can, most of them can. So all they have is to just rip each other to shreds. That's why they have the show Dallas. So of course the poor has their version of it, but so but we'll tap into different aspects of just basically just letting go of the past. Also, it's technically like a shadow work frequency, but yeah, I think it's different for everybody on how you go about it. It's really how you define it too. It's like self-forgiveness, you could say. Shadow work is self-forgiveness. It's just for you to move forward. You might have had a past you're not too proud of, but that's also connected to a past life. For whatever it is, those that have a life. I don't have a life, so I don't even know what that is. I was kept. Yeah, if I had a life, I would not be doing this right now. I probably have kids and just live in a bland. Of course, what I'm living right now is kind of bland, but be with kids and I won't be able to do anything. Just live in I got carpenter. It's like, I'm not going to get carpenter. Like the modern Jesus or something like that. Without all the power. Anyway, I was kept out of having a life. I guess that's my shadow work looking at. Yeah, my shadow work was looking at that because I was kept out of having a normal life altogether. Just, I guess I'm still doing some of that shadow work too. I'm getting little pieces of it. I haven't fully looked into it. I don't feel like I need to, but I was kept out of having a personal life so I can be where I am today. Because I don't think I'd be able to do any of this the way it's needed to be done if I had an actual life. I don't have one now. I imagine others are like taking a sigh of relief. Good. Live in isolation. Talk to the walls if you need to talk to anybody. Shit. Damn, what the hell was that? Anyway. So, yeah. Yeah. Jeez. Damn. I'm not sure what that was about. Whether that was an attack or just reality setting in. But yeah, the shadow work energies are, it can take a lifetime. But you don't have to do it constantly unless you feel like you need to. Or just making peace within oneself. And that's self-forgiveness, really. You don't have to know everything about your past lives or whatever it is. Something might come to, not everybody's ready to see their past life stuff, and it doesn't mean you have to see it. It's a rough road there. Some are like more into witchcraft and things like that, which is fine. And just doing like lighting their candles and going into themselves, which is a good thing. It's of course the male version of the witchcraft, sorcery, or whatever you call it. And some of them probably put curses on people or whatever, energy blockages or whatever it is. Of course, some of them are doing it today. I should know. I get hit with it every. Yeah, if those some individuals that are attracting nothing but chaos, they can't help it. Like obsessed with chaos, victimhood, whatever. Yeah, they just bring that. It's like, what was that? One of those characters in Charlie Brown, the one with the dirt all around him. That's kind of like that. Just carrying chaos is I mean, everyone has their own dramas, and that's one thing. But some are just complete toxic chaos, and that can affect others big time. Just not happy with themselves and things like that, and just want attention. Maybe not loved as a child, or whatever it is, or not enough, or whatever it is. Inner turmoil just has not calmed itself down. So. But just really I would say the main shadow work's basically just becoming in peace with, loving oneself, becoming more in peace with oneself. That's shadow work too. That's like self-love, but still, and it helps you see the past, whatever you need to. And it can take a lifetime to do that, to really see what you have to release. You might have to go into an old age to do it. You can do it now, or you can go into it. It all depends. Some feel like they have nothing to clear, and they might be living their karma too. Especially if you have a lot of health issues, they're already living it. You have a lot of health issues, like your teeth are falling out or whatever it is, and some of them have been from the demonic realms, and those that have incarnations from the demonic realms, they just say they know everything, and so on. So. Here, I'm going to turn my camera off again and cough. So the retaliation from that whole thing. Just can't joke around about anything. So, yes, you can do looking up online. Just basically define it for yourself. I think I can go into some of the fundamentals of it, but just living your life is shadow work, really. Just going through everyday challenges, and just some are just, so, anyway. All right, we're going to, going to the astral realms again. I know it's not that too exciting for something too bad. Then the Palladians to death. I just go into the astral realms and pull from that and see how things go. So, all right, blessings. Here you go. Green Super from Spirit. Letting go of the past. Just, yes, as they say, cutting cords, but yes, making more peace within oneself, which I believe these things have been said. Easier said than done. And also connected to your animal incarnations, your eagle, feline self, canine self. It can come to you also to how to release these things. It's just basically putting the intention to clear and to actually want it. And sometimes it's better just to do it, just to sleep on it. Some are not really ready to go deep within themselves. There's just areas they're just not ready to see. There's nothing wrong with that. At least you put the intentions to clear. You don't have to know all the details, because it can be very hurtful to know too much about oneself. Especially if you went through a terrible incarnation cycle, you don't necessarily have to see that, but you can release it. Just by putting the intentions of just releasing traumas from a previous incarnation. But if you're cutting cords now, and also your parents most likely knew them from previous incarnations in some form or another, for better or for worse. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, whatever it is, and sometimes the parents need to learn from your turmoil and your hell. And not quite ready to. And some parents do leech on the energy of their children, but the astral realm is aware of it, and there's just. Sometimes you let it happen for them to learn something about themselves. So for inner shadow work, yes, you do define it how it is, but it's also good to look into your alien connections, or just the human connections, what you need to release. Basically, it's what comes to mind. And now you might run into individuals that you might even look up to, or despise, whatever it is. And it might come to mind that you have to release them also. And that's a difficult one. Yeah, because it's like, why this like podcaster or whoever is such a nice person on the outside. Why am I seeing them as the devil in another incarnation? Probably because that's real. And it doesn't mean their devilish ways have ended in this world. It just took on a different persona. So you can see the truth, but it doesn't mean you believe it. Doesn't mean you have to release it if you don't want to. You'll figure it out at some point, possibly, not always, but you'd be surprised. And yes, you have run-ins for all. I mean, certain individuals you might have had, it might have been a teacher of yours in a past life and maybe tortured you to death. It's like, oh, I'm glad you tortured me to death. I still have some bitterness towards you, but thank you for doing that. Yes, it's another way of releasing. Yes, to see one's torturous incarnate. Yeah, to the inner work is basically, yes, it's going into just all the traumas of your past lives, even your current life, and just making peace, releasing. Especially if you have like physical traumas through parents or whoever, friends, and go if you're ready to do it, go into it. And that can be a slow release, but still, you're still cutting cord. And you're so used to going through that depression and anxiety, it's hard to just release it overnight. So and it's a rough frequency though. So those that are like uh, attacked physically, especially as children, by parents that are just demonic, basically, or family members or whoever, yeah, they get possessed, and but it's still on them to bring in that dark side to do it. They see the child as vulnerable, and they just can't help themselves and do terrible things. Yeah, on a sexual level, which is not good. That's just such a disgusting and they can't get rid of that afterwards. After they do something like that, they're like in purgatory. Like they're kind of like signing their selves to the devil, basically. Now the one that received the trauma from that, yeah, and so now their chakras, their whole world has been shooken up, and now it's time to to like, do you go to the dark side? Do you go to the light side? Do you heal it? I mean, how do you heal this something like this? Do you ever heal it? And yes, it can be around you because all your chakra systems are disrupted. Your whole bio, everything, when you felt safe has been violated. So yeah, you can feel just off kilter. But as long as you keep going forward, you're not out to hurt anyone. You're doing the best you can. Like social anxiety through the roof. Obviously, because you've been violated through being safe, and now you're feeling not safe. How can you have a relationship with anybody, let alone yourself? If you have a family member that's going to violate your safety, how can you ever develop a relationship with someone outside yourself? Even have a relationship with yourself, it's kind of impossible. So, but all that karma goes back to the one that caused this turmoil for yourself. And why would this happen? It just shows, there's a lot of, I mean, a lot of them aren't always aware of the darkness here. And if you are aware of the darkness, well, the darkness wants to basically kill you, take your energy, destroy you, and so on. It's a spiritual war. And some of you that don't go through a physical abuse, you go through a mental abuse. You find some abuse to go through. And if you can get through all those, like you avoid both of them, but the wife will find a way, obviously. And neither one of them are great. The physical abuse, mental, they both are terrible in their own way. But it does go back to the one that caused it. And they know it, and they get karma. They know they might be trying to lie about it. It's like, oh, I'm fine and everything's great, but it's like karma on them times 1,000 or more than that. And you've had a turbulent life because of their choices, the parents and friends or whoever caused your hell. Yeah, the karma just gets worse for them. The more hell you go through, the more hell it just stacks up. They might not ever be able to clear that karma. So, yeah, as like I said, they have a child and they find a child vulnerable and they do terrible things, mentally or physically. So, yeah, that's why souls get trapped on this planet so easily. You wonder how they get trapped. Well, some of them are karmically trapped. They could not leave this world if they tried. It's like, yeah, they might go back into the spirit realms. It's like, well, after all the things that you did, you have to go back. It's just the way it is. And a lot of times they're already incarnated already. It's like, yeah, you might be in spirit, but you already have like 5 other incarnations there. And yeah, so